Okay, for exercise 2B, you are going to do a simple poster design for a music event of your own choice. You are given a lady with a disco ball and a background. Alright, this is what I did. I did a music event for a Zookout. Yeah. Okay, hypothetical one for class exercise. You can use, let's say for example, ultra event or whatever event um, that you wish to do. Maybe a mambo event, all right, or any other music events. Your choice. Okay. As long as I can see that you have already masked the lady and you put a certain layer style and then you explore certain effects inside, then I'm good with that. And I will give the marks accordingly. Okay, once you done, do upload into the Padlet for everyone to share also, for everyone to look into so-called the different composition that you can do using the two visual provided. All right, this is what was done last year. There was some which is really quite interesting. Yeah. Okay, one which really like the guinea pig exercise, one that totally make it into a zombie hunting. All right, pick something that of interest to you. Yeah. Okay, so I already run through that. Oh, okay, for my right, I'm a huge fan of light effect. So what I did, right, I I go Google and then I just type Photoshop light tutorial. From there, okay, I click on one and then I go search which one I like. All right, so maybe about glowing superheroes, or let's say for example a simple one, maybe about like this replicating camera filters, or light through trees. Your choice. Yeah, or even something like that with sparklers. Okay, for me, I use a lot of lights, neon lights. Okay, so what I did was I Google blue lights because I will need different sort of lights effect. If you can see from here, there's a strict type and then there is the lens flare type. So lens flare type, I would take something along this variant. All right, the lens flare I would take something like this, or maybe this one. All right, a good tip for you when you start to search for images, right? Click on size, make sure click on large so that you have something of a really good resolution. Okay, let's say for example then you want something dark, just click on the black and then they will filter all in black. Or if you want something with a white, click white, they will give you all white. Okay, so that is a good tip for you to start, let's say for example filtering in images. Okay, another good tips is also try to look for um yeah, images that you can use maybe for reuse. Okay, copyright issues and stuff. Okay, for classroom exercise, I'm fine with that you don't do in-text citation or source it, because we are here to learn basically the tools. Okay, so for mine, all right, the logos, right, what I did was I just do a quick zoom out logo, something like this. I click images. Okay, remember setting. Oops, hold on. Tools, and then go to size. I get the largest one, and then I click, maybe I want something dark. Then I find my Zookout logo accordingly inside. All right, it takes some time to do the searching. Okay, so let me just show you how I get to this. Okay, sorry, how I get to this. Okay, if you dissect the photos, right, there is a certain vignette effect here, a lighting effect here, and then there is a layer style to the text, some lens flare here at the edges of the disco ball, and then masking to the person itself. Yep, that's about it. So let's go to Photoshop. Okay, I need to show you some new tools also. maybe. All right, sorry. So previously the video I didn't get to show you much the things here. All right, this is to delete, this is to create new, this is to group. It's quite similar. So how do you find that layer style, right? It's actually here, the one that I was mentioning about brightness, level, curve, exposure. You can also do vibrant, hue, saturation, color balance. It's all inside here. All right, this tool here, right, is to actually to mask it. Let's say for example, if we want to click this one and then we want to mask that, can you see it directly mask? Let's just undo, copy paste something quite fast, and then let me just show you. Go back to this one again, layer style, sorry, um fill adjustment, layer adjustment. Yeah, we can go back here and then let's say for example I change my color balance. Okay, can you see now it's changing my color balance? All right, remember just now we mentioned about uh it'll be adjusting the whole thing. We need to link by pressing alternate. Can you see? Another way, right, is actually this button here. You can select both of these and then you can link here. It does the same thing also. All right, okay. So those are the things that I need to cover just to share with you. This is the so-called, okay, hold on, yeah, let me, I can't really remember what the tool name is, but I know what it does. Okay, layer style. What layer style does, right? Whatever you see here, the drop shadow, bevel, emboss, everything here, you can get the same effect by double clicking. It's the same thing inside here. Okay, so there are multiple ways to go around and then getting the same tools that you want. All right, before I start, I'm going to share with you a few more tools what you can do within the path itself. Sorry, let me just show this. Delete. Okay, I don't need color balance. Delete all. All right, let us pick our, okay, I already shared quick selection tool for the chameleon exercise. Let's use magic wand. Okay, 20 is not good enough. Maybe we try 30. All right, 30 looks good enough. Let's just do a quick selection. We want to select most of it inside. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me just reduce this to 10. Select this. Okay, 10 will sample slightly lesser. Oops. Okay, done. Let me just double check. Okay. Alright. So let's say for example now we already select this. Remember this time around it's selecting the background. We want to select the lady instead. So what we can do is to inverse. Alright. Inverse is Control Shift I for inverse, or right click here and then you select inverse and then you do a quick mask here. Okay. So don't panic. Let's say for example if you can't see anything here, because why? We haven't switched off here. Okay. So once that you switch off, alright, once that you switch off, let's say for example we put a weird color. Let's say we put a cyan color. Alright, let's put a cyan color, create a new layer. Remember G2, drop pin bucket. Okay, it's still red. Let's change to a cyan color, about bluish a bit, maybe about here. Okay, let's just drop this color. Okay, the reason why we are dropping that color, right, is just to take a look whether the masking is getting most of it or most of the details out. Okay, for example here it looks kind of very weird, right? So what we can do is that inside here itself, select the lady itself. All right, let's do a touch up. Oh, Sorry, yep. Let's do a quick touch up again. Okay, sorry about that. Inverse black. Black is to mask out, remember? You can see from here, right? It's masking out the background. White is showing. So let's say, for example, the oops, some of the details are gone, right? We can just inverse, get the white, and then we can use the paintbrush to get some of the details. Meaning we just paint it over and then get most of the details out. The same thing here. Okay, some of the details are out, right? Okay, don't worry, just use the pen tool, get them back. Okay, this one is also gone. Reduce the brush. How do you reduce or increase, right? Take a look at your keyboard, that left and right bracket keys. Alright, left bracket reduce, left bracket reduce, right bracket increase. Okay, so you can do that. It's much faster with all the shortcuts key. Okay, take a look. This one, okay, something weird, right? So what we can do, maybe we click on this without any feathering effects, and then we make it slightly bigger, our brush. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to brush the disco ball out. Okay, getting the edges. Only hitting the edges. Another way around, right, is to use a slightly bigger brush and then hit those edges. Okay, things that you want to remove, right, you can always use the black brush to remove. Okay, notice here, oops, inverse again, press X, and then you can get the details. Okay, this is just tiny little bits. Yeah, I'm just trying to be quite detailed at my visuals, because why, when you do so-called a poster, right, do check, let's say for example, with your marketing manager or client, how big it is, because why, the bigger it is, right, the more mistake it can be seen. So you need to be very careful. Let's say for example, when you start to do your visual, all this, right, it can be seen, let's say for example, when you print banner size. So you want to touch up your masking, all right, or your magic wand tool, because sometimes you cannot get really close to what you want. Then you just need to do your quick adjustment. Okay, oops, press X to inverse again. Okay, let's touch up the lips. Okay, how do I get it to match? Don't forget to press shift. Okay, so what shift does, right, let's say for example, without pressing shift, and then it become like that, right? Okay, let me undo. If I press shift, it will directly create a line to where I point next. Okay, some things to take note too. Let's say for example, I want to share with you new more tools, right? Let's say for example, how do I select my mask from here? Okay, notice, let's say for example, inside here itself, sorry. Okay, you need to select the image itself. You press code. Okay, okay, you need to press your item itself first. Deselect. Okay, hold on. You can see from here. Okay, so right now it's not selecting, right? If I press Control on this image, it cannot select, because why? Or it will select the whole thing, because why? It's an image by itself. But we want to select the thing that we have already cut or we have already masked. Another way around, right, is to actually select the mask itself, press Control, left click. Notice right now it's selecting the so-called the item that it has already masked, right? So let's say for example, I switch off. Can you see something there? Okay, take for example, let's say we have this. Let me switch a new mask. I want to create a pen tool from this. Okay, this is quite a fun, a cool tool, right? Let's say, for example, I click this tool, which is beside layer mask. All right. Can you see right now? I have all my path from the selection mask. Can you see? If not, let me switch this off. Yeah, you can see already, right? This was my mask. All right, this was my masking, right? And then when I do a quick selection, sorry, control, you see that marching ends. And then how I create this into a pen tool, right, is that I go create a new layer, or if you have a layer already is fine, and then I create a path from selection, and then you get that. Okay, let me just put this as a masking path. Okay, I'm going to share with you more tools about this because I miss it from the last video. So let's say, for example, create a new uh, so-called layer. Let's say, for example, we have this, right? We want to create an outline of this. Rather than we use a brush, okay, rather than we use a brush and then brush and then try to draw and then try to go inside and then try to draw tracing, right, tracing it out slowly, and then you get a very weird shape. There is a much faster way, right? Let's say, for example, oops, I on okay, oops, I undo too much. Let me delete this. Okay, I will need this. The next thing what I need to do, right? Okay, make sure I'm on a new layer. Then make sure the next one I have my brush tool on so that I can brush. Okay, notice here, this button here, right? When you press, it directly masks out, sorry, it directly create a pen tool from your path. Can you see? So let's say, for example, I have this. I directly so-called use a masking tool to create a path tool, which then I can outline. So there are many tools inside Photoshop. All right. So if you need certain things that are not covered in the video that you learn online itself, and then you need someone to guide you along, yeah, you can always approach either me or any of the tutors. Yeah. So let me go on with the tutorial of what I covered for that video, for my poster. All right. Let me just delete this, delete this. Okay. So that was something fast, right? Okay, background. So notice the background here, right? If we want to use for a event, sorry, if we want to use for event, you can see, right? I did something here. I cannot have, let's say, okay, let's take for example, we take, okay, let's just do a quick transfer here. Oops, okay, hold on, yeah. Let's take this one instead onto here. Okay, oops. The reason being is that the uh, the lady itself, the image resolution is higher than the background. Okay, so now let's just enlarge it. Doesn't matter. Okay, bring it to the back so that it's behind the lady itself. Okay, notice this irritating edge design. All right. Remember last time I taught you how to do a quick selection and all. Let's say, for example, I want to remove this files. There's what option that I share. I shared path, I shared clone, I shared heal, and then what else? I also shared fill, content aware. Take a look what happened here. Okay, is that fast, right? Photoshop with the machine learning, it can understand, let's say for example, the background to give you, hold on, let me undo, to give you a quick so-called what happened if you, oh no, hold on. Okay, what happen if you use fill to content aware? All right, it's very fast. So right now, if I switch on my lady, so this portion here, it matches quite well. All right, so that was the first thing that I done. Okay, let me just show you what I did. So the next one, because this lady is in the foreground, this is in the background, right? Can you see? So what I did was I throw in a blur. So how do you throw in a blur? I just go to filter, blur, and then I throw a Gaussian blur, so that it will look like as though the camera is focusing on the foreground instead. All right, so that's about that. Foreground, background. Let me see what else I did here. Okay, that was covering up. Okay, so I throw in this person. All right, so the next one, what I did was to create a, okay, hold on, let me just switch this off. I create that vignette effect. Can you see? There is a vignette effect around here. Okay, so how I create that vignette effect? I go back here again. I need to create a new layer. I create a mask, right? And then inside here itself, hold on, let me just show you. All right, inner shadow. Okay, from the inner shadow itself. Okay, okay, hold on. Let me switch this off first. All right. Hold on. Let me switch on to this instead. Okay. Let's say for example, if you can't get that vignette effect yet, right? Another way around how that I get this effect was, hold on, yeah. Let me just double check what else I miss inside here. Okay, one vignette effects there. One vignette effect here. Okay, so let me just go back to this again. Let me throw. Okay, what I did. Okay, let me just do it again, yeah. Okay, let me just throw in a white so that you can see. So let's say for example inside here itself, let's say for example, let's show a, oops, wrong one. Let's show the inner shadow, multiply, size, okay, choke, distance. Okay, let me see, let me adjust this portion here, right? Distance is about there. Okay, size, let me go slightly bigger. Okay, can you see? So right now, right, what it does is that the fill, right, the fill which is the content here, I drop to 0%, but I still get my drop shadow. Sorry, I still get the inner shadow effect. Can you see? However, let's say for example, if we turn down opacity, right, it will straight away remove every single thing, and then reduce it to 0%, meaning the opacity of the white background and opacity of my inner shadow. Okay, so that's the difference between opacity and fill. Let's say for example I reduce my fill, I can still see, let's say I can still see the inner shadow. my vignette effect. Okay, so within this vignette effect, right, let's say for example I still want to do some quick adjustment. Okay, I can just double click and then adjust directly. Okay, you can see, right? So that's the vignette effects. Okay, the next one, let me just see here what, oops, wrong one. Okay, so I have that vignette effect, the zoom out, and then the lights. Okay, so let's say for example I took the lens flare and the um, so-called light effects, right? So okay, for me to show you, right, I think this one is much better. Let me just switch this off. Oops. Okay, this one, from screen I change to normal. This one from screen, okay, hold on, yeah, from screen I change to normal. Okay, can you see? So this is the image that I, oops, wrong. So this is the image that I took, one of it. All right, and then I reduce it slightly, and then meaning I scale it down to put it on the other side of the disco ball. So let's take this guy. Okay, and then let's bring to here. All right, do not be confused, because this layer, right, this so called this file is the one that I worked initially. This is done already. Okay, so what I'm doing is actually reverse engineering. This one I do not need already. Let me just close so it's not confusing. So this is the one I'm working on currently that I want to show you. Okay, so remember, most of the tools inside the layer style itself, there's only two tools that which is really important to us, which is the multiply and screen. Multiply will then darken and then still keep the shadow, but minus the highlights. Can you see? It keeps the shadow or the darker tone, the black tone, but it minus out the light tone. Then if let's say for example we change to screen, can you see what happened? All right, it minus out the dark tone and then it keep the light tone. So let's say for example here itself, if we open levels, can we then make it slightly more stronger by reducing the black tone and then keeping the white tone higher? All right, so right now let me just adjust this here. Let me just take a look again. Okay, hold on, let me just take a look. Where did I, okay, let me just close this one. Okay, so I have one here at the spotlight and then one at the bottom here. Let me see why. Okay, the reason why is that always a key thing when you do some shoots, right? Sometimes you want that hot spots also. So a hot spot could be somewhere here, right? The next one, Control J, will then copy this, right? Let me then Control T for Thailand, or another way is Control T to transform. Remember, transforming is Control T. And then I make it slightly smaller, and then I throw it at the edge here. Enter. So now you can see, right? Now I'm starting to build my poster layers by layers, getting that nice highlight at the edge, getting a nice hot spot here. Alright. The next one, what I did was, okay, let me just show you what I did next. Let me switch this off. Okay, let me turn to normal. Okay, this image here, right? You can easily, readily find it in internet. Just Google blue light or any type of light that you prefer. So what I did was I bring it over inside the photo, the visual itself. Let me copy paste into my working file so that you can see. Let me go back to here. Okay. So the reason why I place it in this manner is that I want to create certain so-called visuals where your eyes, right, is being drawn to these sort of angles. All right, and then this angle, right, is working well with the so-called italic zoom out logo. Okay. Yep. So what I did was, once I copy and paste Bing inside here, all right, it's the same thing. I change to screen. If I change to multiply, right, again it will reduce, take the shadow, but I want screen mode. All right. Notice when I screen, it will become a light streak there. All right. I can always press Ctrl L to make it slightly darker. All right, and then I can get my lights even higher the value. All right. So one of it I place it there. The next one, where did I place? All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, back in. Let me put one here. Alternate. All right. Alternate to copy, and then one here. Alternate copy again to place one here, and then alternate again to bring maybe one here. Okay. So that's it. Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, I place one here near the finger. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. So another tool that I want to share with you within this tutorial itself, this move tool, right? You can move by layer or you can move by group. You can also do a auto select to move. Meaning, let's say for example, if I click auto select, right? If I click this one, it will directly select and then move. Or I can click this one and then it will auto select and then I can move. Click this one, it will auto select and then I can do whatever I want. All right, but I do not really recommend, because why? You can tend There is tendency to actually click something else instead of the layer that you want, and then it create certain confusion. So I will always switch off my auto select. All right, then let's say for example I want to select this, but right now I'm selecting the so-called lens flare, right? How do I then select this? I can press Control and then left click on the layer that I want, and then I can move. Same thing, from this layer I can jump to this layer by Control, click this one, and then I can change. Okay, it works. It works similar. Okay, so rule of thumb, for me, I work best with more controls that I have. All right. Sometimes it's also good to know where your layers are also within the artboard space. Okay, let me just show my vignette. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me just go back here again. Let me see what else I miss out from my. Okay, so after that I throw. Okay, is the Zookout logo already next? So from here, how do I get something which is knockout and then I can still see the so-called eyes? All right. So what I did was, okay, let me go back here. You can always Google out a Zookout logo. All right. I already did it here. Let me just throw it inside so that you can see. Okay. Let me just double check again. My U is here. Okay. Slightly about that will do, yeah. Okay, another thing that I can share with you is that, let's say for example, I want it center align. So now my zoom out is actually top left, right? I can select this and I can select a base reference which is, let's say, oops, wrong one. Okay, let's say I select this, right? This two. Can I then so-called align it to the center and then align it again to center? Can you see? So let's say for example I then move, right? You can see it's aligning to the center of the other image. So let's say for example if I undo again. Okay, let me just try to lock this layer and then select this guy again. Okay, hold on. Oops, select that, select this. Okay, if you lock it, right, you cannot really move, so you need to unlock it first. All right, then after, right, you can actually use it to align and then align. The only bad thing is that mm, next you just need to move it into place. Okay, so there are multiple ways of aligning stuff too lah. So that is just one of it. Okay, so in this image, right, let's say for example I go to normal. So it's a black knockout or black knockout logo, meaning white and black. All right. Oops. All right. So how do I get that? Okay. If you see this logo here, right, it means it's a smart object. Right? What smart object mean is that uh, you can do adjustment but still get back your object. Or it could be a smart object, could be you are working with Illustrator, you bring it inside here, and then whatever Illustrator edits that you make, it will auto update inside here. Okay. So let's say for example now we have something like that, right? Okay, to make it quite clear to you, let me just click rasterize so that it become a normal image itself. I can press Control. Remember just now I told you, because there's nothing inside here, right? I can press Control directly select, let's say, uh, the mask out. Okay. So next, then I can then, let's say, inverse it. Okay. I cannot drop a pane because there's more than one layer selected. Let me just see. Okay, so I'm still selecting this. So remove. So now I can directly put in colors inside. So I want black, black, black. Alright, done it. So the next one just now, as I mentioned, if I pick multiply, right, it will knock out whatever which is black, which is the darker value, and then it will so-called show you the lighter tone. If I reverse, which is screen, which just now we use, it will then show you so-called lighten up whatever is in white, and then knock out whatever in black. So to get this effect here, right, what I did was to, you can see, right, what I did was overlay. You can play with either layer style, okay, to see which one suits yours best. Okay, soft light can also work. Okay, can you see? Let's say for example we pick multiply. Doesn't really work, right? Okay, take note here. Now it's multiply, and then I press my arrow down. I get color burn. Doesn't really work well for me. Linear burn, too much also. Darker color doesn't show much. Lighten, I can't get any effects for the zoom out. Screen totally knockout. You need to adjust transparency. So color dodge doesn't really work well. Leader dodge doesn't. Lighter color also really doesn't really work. Overlay right now is working the best for me, because why? I get a certain really dark tonal value at the edges here, and then it helps to so-called overlay a certain white screen onto the background. The soft light work best also, this one. Hard light doesn't. Okay, hard mix also doesn't. Difference is technically like inversing the image. Can you see? So do try with the different layer style. Alright, for me I'm going to stick with my overlay. Okay, you can start to see You can start to see my visuals. Okay, let me adjust certain opacity. All right. So let's say for example here itself, we can still do a mask if you want. Let's change a brush mode. You can see, right? Let's say for example, a white will show, a black will mask. So let's say for example, we take a feathered version, then I reduce it slightly smaller, the opacity. Okay, then I can show a little bit of the, let's say I can show a little bit of the headphones. Okay, all right. Up to you which one you want, which one you feel is best that works for you. Okay, maybe for me, the changes that I want to show within here itself, I want to accentuate a little bit of the form within the visual itself. Okay, I want to show a little bit more of a, okay, let me reduce. Okay, let me, okay, this highlight portion. Yep, alright. So you can see the difference here is that I can't see the headphone. Now I want to show more of the headphone. Alright. Okay. Alright. So that's about it. So whatever other details, right? Let's say for example, the SB Design School, the alphabets and all, the text, you can add in your own. Okay. It's as simple as pressing T. Let's say for example this one, and then we put week 4. Okay, Control A to select all if you want to change. Drag it to white so that it's now white. Okay, can you see? Okay, so what can we do now, right? Let's say for example, we place here. For the text itself, we can also do a skew if you want. Meaning we want to skew. Can you see? I'm skewing my text. So that is all italic. Alright. So let's say for example the next one, what did I put? VC1 Photoshop exercise. I can just copy paste. Maybe I change here. Yeah. Okay. I can do a quick copy paste. Okay, the reason why my text, you can see a few more of my text is that, oops, hold on, wrong button. The reason why you can see more of my text is that, let's say for example, these two guys, right? Okay, what I did was, I I copy paste, I duplicate into new, alright? Then I merge. Merge is Control E. Alright, Control E is to E for England. What Control E does, right? It will merge the layers that you select, or it will merge it down. So let's say for example, I press Control E again. Okay, sorry, hold on. I need to select which one I want to merge. Let's say for example now, you can see this four, right? I press Control E. It will then merge. Okay, but I don't want to merge. Yeah, I just want these two as per whatever layer, sort, as per whatever text they were. Okay, this one itself I want to inverse to get it dark. Alright, it's white, so if I inverse, right, which is Control I, it will inverse the color. And then you can see, right, let's say for example I drag it slightly lower here, and then I just use my uh, arrow button to push it slightly, yeah, so that I can see the text. If it's too much, right, because when you do a poster also, this will be too harsh. What you can do, remember just now we were playing with multiply. Can you do a, oh, hold on, yeah. Okay, overlay is too much. Let me go to multiply and then lower it down a little bit. Okay, maybe, who knows, a slight Gaussian blur will also help. Not too much though. Yeah. Okay, I'm editing too much of this visually. So this is how I create my posters using a few of the tools and the layer style. I can technically create a music event poster to highlight certain theme. For this theme, right, it's actually more of the lighting effect. Okay, so I do recommend you to go Google out. Let's say, for example, you like lights. Try. Okay, which one do you want to apply? Maybe you want to apply some lightning effects, yeah, or you want to apply some magical, maybe fairy dust effect or smoke effect. Okay, just Google, try, and then value add this uh, so-called music poster of your choice. Okay, so that's partly what I have to share, and then I have already covered a few more tools. Okay, do try. If you have problem, if you run into any trouble and you need to troubleshoot, find me or any of your tutors.